Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to TìandTarot, or welcome back to TìandTarot. So today we have a nice pick-a-pile reading to sort of end off the year. We're going to kind of be looking at how this year has affected the trajectory of your life and also how it's kind of prepared you for the year ahead. Today we have 5 piles in this pick-a-pile reading. To choose your pile, you essentially choose which one you feel most intuitively drawn to, either based on the energy of the pile, the object on top, which in this case has dried flowers today, or based on the number of the pile or the number in the timestamps below, or maybe even based on the zodiac signs that I'm going to include in the timestamps as well for you to choose from. So if you do like to choose with dried flowers, I will get into those with you now. So for pile 1, we have a bunny tail. For pile 2, we have a purple flower. For pile 3, we also have some more dried purple flowers, but I have no idea what these are. But they are 2 flowers together. For pile 4, we have this little teardrop bell flower, and it actually has a really cute mini one attached on the bottom. And for pile 5, we have this dried wheat as well. Okay, so once you have chosen your pile, there will be a timestamp in the description box below for you to find your reading more easily, and I will meet you there. Bye! Okay, hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. So you chose the pile with the bunny tail, which I'm just going to put here. And let's take a look at this card. So you have 27 with coincidences. So this card is representing the energies that is influencing your life as you go forward into 2025. I think you're feeling very hopeful. I think the energies around you is that things are aligning in your favor, and you're noticing that the things that you're kind of hoping for, or where you're looking for signs to sort of tell you that you're going to get that thing, those signs have been coming through for you for 2024, so you feel really, really ready. And the fact that we have 27 really makes me feel like whatever this thing is that you want, this dream that you have, this goal, the moment when you actually achieve this thing is probably in about 3 years' time, in 2027. Just ignore this. That flower in pile 2, I left it here for a few days so I could get ready for this reading, and I picked the flowers out a few days ahead and then left them here, and it somehow stained the side and I can't get this off, and I don't know how that happened, so just ignore this. This doesn't exist, okay? So I'm just going to get your tarot cards for the rest of your reading. Okay, so let's take a look at your first card. So this one is about the energies that will still need your attention in 2025. So goals, plans, things like that you have will still sort of need to be worked on in 2025. So something that needs to continue to be worked on is definitely your productivity and your ambition. So the thing that you kind of need to work on is more so the energy you have towards your ambitions, and it's less about actually attaining that ambition. That doesn't mean you're not going to attain them. You definitely will, especially because you have the Dawn card. But it's more about ensuring that you seize opportunities when they come to you, that you seize the day. When things come your way, you utilize that as much as possible. So, for example, if you feel the energy, if you wake up one morning and you feel like, yeah, I could do that. I could, work out this morning, or yeah, I could write that part of my book this morning, or I could apply to jobs this morning. And you feel in that moment, you've woke up and you feel that sort of energy to go and do that. Essentially, it's like seize it, grab it, go do it quickly before, you start feeling a bit more like, actually, can I be asked to do that today? No, not really. Before that sets in, it's saying grab on to the thing that you want to do and make sure that you do it. So make sure you're still putting the action into what it is you want and not just kind of waiting for things to happen. Make sure you're also ensuring those things are going to happen. Okay, so what valuable lesson have you learned this year that's going to really help you next year? So you have the Divine in reverse. I still feel like there might be an element of you still needing to work on this a little bit, but something you've kind of learned is to keep your peace. So that essentially means stepping away from drama when it gets too much, stepping away from people who are like doing too much. Keeping your peace, meditating, staying in your lane, keeping busy, keeping focused on yourself, trying not to meddle too much in other people's business, and try not to add fuel to the fire in your own sort of situationships and things like that are going on in your life. And also try and stay really connected to nature as well. So you've definitely learned aspects of these things in 2024, so it's really good to kind of keep up that really healthy habit of staying grounded, maybe meditating, doing yoga, keeping your peace, staying away from drama essentially, and trying really hard not to let people get under your skin. I know that's easier said than done, but recognizing that their opinion has no value to you will really help in that situation. So what do you need to release as you enter the new year? Okay, so we have the empty cottage. Oh, okay. So this can be a number of things in terms of what you need to release. So when we have the empty cottage, it can be about feeling trapped or stuck in a situation. So something you might need to release is a lot of stuck energy. Hold on one second, my cat's trying to get in the room. Let me let her in. When we have that stuck energy, it's kind of about finding whatever it is you need in order to get that door open and to not feel stuck anymore. So that can be like having trapped emotions that you've bottled up. Whatever way helps you to release them, try and do that thing. Try and release it in whatever way that works for you. So that could be talking about your feelings, it could be painting or drawing, like expressing your feelings somehow. It can also be like, so let's say the thing that stuck, let's say that was your feelings. It can also be something else. So something that can be stuck is maybe you feel trapped or stuck in your work situation or your home life or a relationship or a friendship. Of course, the best course of action is to try to communicate if it's safe to do so, to figure out a way around that kind of situation. But obviously, if the other thing isn't cooperative, if your manager, co-workers, partner, friends, whoever aren't cooperative in that situation and don't want to work through the difficulties in those relationships to kind of make it more amenable to you, then of course you have to then question whether or not they're like the right fit for you. But it doesn't also necessarily just mean that. It can mean, so I'm going to use work as an example, but let's say you feel stuck in work and there's not much you can do about it because the reason you feel stuck is because it's not necessarily the career you want or the job you want, or maybe you feel stuck but you need to be there for some reason, like you need to gain experience or, save money for something, so you're staying there until you can save. Let's say you feel stuck there, but you don't necessarily want to leave yet because you want to stay there for the experience, or because you're saving up for something and, it's a good steady job, or whatever the reason, you feel stuck but you don't want to leave. It's about trying to make that situation fit you then and try and make yourself feel less stuck. So as I said, doing whatever it takes to make it feel like that door is open. So that would be finding ways to enjoy your job, even though you're just kind of trying to build up experience or save for something and you might not always enjoy the environment. Try and find ways to enjoy it. So maybe try and find like a work friend that you can kind of get along with who helps to make the day kind of speed up a little faster. Or if you work from home, trying to make it a little bit more fun. So maybe like for 5 minutes out of every hour of your workday, you play music while you're working, or you go and make a tea, or you make like a game out of all the tasks you have to do. So it's just trying to find ways to make it feel more fun than it is, essentially. And that's kind of what you need to release as you enter the new year, is that stuck energy and trying to find ways to make things more enjoyable for yourself. So as I said, it could also be like friendships. So if you're feeling like a friendship has kind of become a little bit like dull, or like you guys aren't really interacting as much, same thing with relationships. It's about finding ways to then make it fun. Like, should you reach out to them and arrange something to do, like a fun sort of activity that can get you both out of your shell and talking again if things have become a little bit like stale. So it's things like that. Okay, so how will the universe help you out as you enter this new year? How is it going to support you in 2025? And we have the mirror here. With the mirror, obviously, when I mentioned coincidences, the energies you're kind of carrying through from 2024 to 25 is that you're feeling excited again, kind of like, oh, this thing is really coming true for me. There's too many coincidences here to ignore. And that excitement and that passion is driving you forward to take action with everything you do to try and achieve your goals. And then over here with the empty cottage, we were kind of talking about how it's about trying to find ways of bringing fun back into your life, or reigniting that excitement for things that may have become dull and sort of like a little bit lackluster. So when we have the mirror here, the way the universe is going to be supporting you and continuing to support you is by giving you these feelings and giving you these signs to give you those feelings. So every time you see a coincidence, that is the universe trying to get you excited about life again, to get you going after your dreams. The universe is going to help you feel really inspired again and really excited to do those things so that you no longer feel stuck. It's also going to help with your creativity as well, inspiring you. So if there's some sort of creative goal you have, the universe is going to be like giving you a lot of like digital downloads in your mind of like how to go about that. So if you're like painting something, it will give you ideas of how the painting should look, or like if you're writing something, ideas of how the book should be, or something like that. It's also going to help to, if your life has been very busy, filled with activity, very stressful, and a lot going on, it's going to kind of slow it down a little bit. The universe is going to free up some of your time a little bit and also make it so that you're not kind of forced to just kind of do the monotony of life kind of thing. It's going to make things a little bit more relaxed, basically. And it's going to really flip all of your negatives into positives. The universe is really going to nurture you through this year. I think the universe is like, let's help this bitch out. Let's help them achieve their goals and what they want. It's going to clear out a lot of the energies you might not have been aware of that were holding you back, or have held you back in the past, and help you focus on like the big picture and remember the things that are important to you, your morals, things like that. And it's really going to help you on this like healing, growing journey as well, because this is a place to heal from and grow from, and it's really going to help you with that. So what new beginnings are awaiting for you in 2025? So we have the 8 of Summer in reverse. So this is the 8 of Cups in reverse. I like this card because it kind of is indicating to me, especially in reverse, that there's going to be new relationships and connections for you. So as I said with that empty cottage, there might be situations where you're feeling stuck. It could be that you feel stuck in not knowing how to attain friendships and relationships, if that's something you want. Something that's going to kind of start for you in 2025 is actually finally having those relationships and connections come into your life. So this is definitely a relationship card. It's helping you with connecting with people. And I also think as well, the new beginning waiting for you is you're not going to feel stuck in one place anymore. That's what this card is also really, really strongly about. So I like that we're getting all of these anti-stuck messages with your sort of stuck card here. So it's really going to help you out with that situation. You're no longer sort of like running in circles, doing things monotonously or because it's convenient. You're finally going to be doing things you're passionate about as well. Your ideal future is definitely beginning for you. Whatever that looks like to you, that's what this card is all about. And if there are any difficulties, this card is also a reminder that those are very much temporary, so don't stress. Like, if anything is like not going according to plan, it's likely not going to last long, So how can you continue to grow and flourish? I'm going to move this one over here actually, just so I can make room, because you actually got 2 for that question. So the way you are continuing to grow and flourish is with digitals and the Queen of Summer. So you're growing with the Queen of Summer. It's a really all-round like whole card, if that makes sense. It's very well rounded. So it kind of means every single area, basically, and especially with balance and everything in moderation, which is also a subtle message of the divine as well. So I really feel like you're going to be connecting with nature, and that's how you're going to continue to grow and flourish, is connecting to nature, also tapping into like your inner higher self. So like, for example, that would be someone who isn't going to be brought down to someone else's level if they're trying to antagonize you. It's just like not going to work, and you're not going to entertain it, and you're not going to vibe with them. So it's like things like that. You're definitely transforming. I love that you got this transformation card right when I've asked about how you're going to continue to grow and heal and things. So you're definitely transforming into almost a completely different person. I think you used to be someone who, not in like a bad way, but with the foxglove here, there's an element of like cheeky, kind of playful, chaotic energy, a little bit of like a prankster, trickster energy. I think you were easy for people to wind up and bring into their sort of madness. If they wanted to get under your skin, they could, and I feel like the way you're going to grow and heal is that that's not going to work anymore. And especially with the Queen of Summer, you're really improving in your mentality, your emotions, the way you treat people, like your morals. All these things are really, not to say that you weren't moral before, but all these things are just really coming to the forefront, and you're finally fleshing out who you are, like you're establishing your own identity, if that makes sense. So you're really growing into your higher self, essentially, in 2025. Okay, so let's take a look at your spirit animal. Oh my god, you got a little squirrel. So for 2025, your spirit animal is going to be the squirrel, and it's holding the little golden acorn. So much success for you and a lot of protection as well, because that's what they represent, those acorns. So lots of protection for you and lots of success and safety. Whenever you see a squirrel, this is essentially your spirit guide checking in on you, making sure it's got your back, looking out for you and reminding you to stay on course with the things you want. So you can also ask now any 3 yes or no questions about the new year that you might have, and I will try my best to answer those for you. So go ahead and ask your questions either in your head or out loud, whichever you prefer, and I will answer question 1 for you right now. Listen to your intuition. So go ahead and ask question 2, and I will try my best to answer it for you. Right now it's this one. Go, the time is right. That means yes, essentially. And then ask question 3 now, and I will try my best to answer it for you now. Choose a new direction. I hope those answers really helped to clarify any questions you might have had. The last part of your reading is just to check out your angel number for 2025, which is 27. So let's take a look at that. You only got 1 minor arcana card. All the others were major. You had Dawn, the Divine, the Empty Cottage, the Mirror, Digitals, and then you did get the Queen of Summer as well, but in terms of seeing a number on the cards, you only got 1. So that really is signaling to me that I should also check out number 8. So I'm going to check both of those out for you as well. So I'm just going to get my grimoire out and read your angel numbers. Number 8 is release your fears and conquer your weaknesses to avoid being taught old lessons. Because it's really scary to change up the way you live your life, or the habits you've built up, even if they're not right for you. But it really is in your best interest. And then you also have 27, which is a new friend is coming in. And we had, of course, with this card here with the 8 of Summer, new connections were coming in for you, and I did feel it was more friendship than romantic for most of you. So that's so amazing. So that's definitely happening. You're getting your friend group or your friend or your bestie if that's what you wanted this year, or in general just like a new friend. I love all these pink flower colours. They're definitely your colours for this year. But that was your reading, pile 1. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you were drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on TìandTarot. Bye! Okay, hello pile 2, welcome to your reading. So you chose this purple flower. I left this on my side to because I picked all these flowers a week ahead of the reading. And it's stained my side, and I have no idea how that happened. I didn't realise these were dyed, but it literally won't come off. So just pretend like this doesn't exist. And I'm going to put the flower here, the criminal flower that dyed my side. It will be here. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards. So you have 3 and 25, and these essentially represent the energies that are continuing on for you, that have been with you in 2024. So you have audible guidance and other people. Audible guidance, that's so interesting. This is your intuition speaking to you. It's literally your intuition being so in your face. It's essentially almost saying hello to you, it's almost speaking to you. And with other people, this is about how if messages are meant to reach you, the universe will find any way to get it to you, including somehow dropping it into conversations with others. So your conversations might even be helping to guide you intuitively with other people. Like conversations you're having day to day might be helping to guide you as well with your intuition, and they might actually be messages from your intuition that needed to reach you. And this is something that is, these are two energies that are with you now that are leading you into 2025 as well. So essentially your intuition is really, really strong right now, and it's gonna be really, really important in 2025 is trusting your own voice, your internal monologue as well. So your intuition might be so strong that it actually turns up as that internal voice you have in your head. Like, especially, so some people don't have that internal monologue that like talks the whole time when you're doing stuff, and kind of where you get like random things that pop into your head, like random songs or random like words. But your intuition might be so strong that it's actually your internal monologue. So I'm just going to get your tarot cards and other cards for this reading. Okay, so let's check out your first tarot card, which is all about what, your hobbies, personal goals, ambition, things like that will still need your attention in 2025. So you have the Three of Winter, which is essentially the Three of Coins. When you're looking to achieve your goals and ambitions, whatever they may be, it can even just be making sure that you cohabitate well with others, get along well with others. But it can also be like a specific like material project that you're working on. This card is a reminder that you need to be cooperative, communicative, and share as well. So make sure you're working towards your goals in a way that works best for everybody involved. So if a goal of yours includes other people, say there's like 3 of you working on a podcast or something, you have to all work in a way that benefits each other. So this is a reminder that you'll still need to nurture that going forward in 2025. You still need to be respectful of what other people might be looking for out of this situation, and respectful of those around you who also share the same goal as you but might just share a different vision in how to go there, and then work through a compromise essentially. So this is about working harmoniously with others. So you need to make sure that when you are going after your goals, if anybody else is involved, that it works harmoniously with them as well, but also in terms of making sure it fits into your life well. So making sure you're not over dedicating to this goal and neglecting other areas of your life, and vice versa. You've been maintaining like a really good level of balance, and that's something you'll still need to kind of keep and maintain and hold on to. So what valuable lessons have you learned this year that will really help you in the next year? So a valuable lesson that you've learned is having your eye on the prize, eye on the bigger picture. You've got a focus of what it is you want. Like you've narrowed in on, what it is exactly that you're going after and how to get there. And that's really, really good because it helps you to keep your focus and stay on track with what you want. You've also worked out how to keep your peace as well. That's a level of this card. With the Orchard, there's a level of you kind of being in your bliss, being in your peace. I think you've worked out a really good balance with healthy coping mechanisms in life and escapism in a way that isn't pulling you away from reality, but is still a nice break from reality when things get a bit too much. So that could be like listening to music for 10 minutes or something like that. Like you've worked out a really good system that works for you. The important lesson you've kind of learned is focusing on your future and trying to establish how to get there, which is really going to help you move forward, because every decision you make is going to be made with your future in mind. You've essentially matured. You've become this really well-rounded person who knows what they want, and because you know what you want, it's keeping you really focused on achieving that thing, and really mature and level-headed, and it's making sure that you're like kind of determined to get it, which is really good because that's what helps you get it. It's that consistency that will help you there. And I keep looking at these beehives, and I think it's because, like, obviously with bees might be your spirit animal for next year as well. Well, spirit insect, I guess. But obviously it's about productivity, and I think that's a valuable lesson you've learned going forward, is how to be productive without without burning out. So it's about keeping that balance balance and that harmony in your life, which you've really done quite well in the past year. On top of that, with bees, there is a strong sense of community, because without each other, it wouldn't work. Like, without some bees going out and getting the honey and coming back, bringing it to the hive, and then other bees working on the hive, and then all protecting the queen, without all of those efforts, and all coming together to protect each other from a predator as well. Like, if a wasp comes into a bee's beehive, all the bees will swarm that wasp and flap their wings so hard and so fast that it builds up a heat that the wasp cannot withstand, but the bees can. So they end up protecting each other. So it's also about working really well together to tackle obstacles and to continue with their success. So a valuable lesson you've learned is how important it is to be harmonious with others, to be cooperative, communicative. You already know all this because you've worked it out this year. And that's something that's really going to help you next year, because it's really something you're going to have to depend on. All of your cards have been about collaborating with others, other people. Like, there is such a strong sense of maintaining positive relationships with people right now. It's really, really quite a nice message, I think. It's quite a different one than what we usually get. You've got quite a unique pile. But anyways, let's check out your next card. So what do you need to release as you enter the new year? So you have the Two of Summer, which is essentially the Two of Cups. So something you may need to release is essentially the status of a relationship. So let's say, I'm just using an example, this might not be relevant to you guys, but it's just like an example that I'm going to use. But let's say you're seeing somebody and you're just in the talking, situation-y ship phase where, like, you're doing everything a couple would, but you just haven't said the words like we're a couple, you know. You haven't made it exclusive. The thing to give up is that old status as you enter the new status of a couple, a partnership. You have to move on from the old status and leave that where it was and move forward into this new phase. It could even be you've been a partner or a couple for a long time, but then you're about to get engaged. And so you need to let go of that old status and enter the new status of, like, fiancé. By the way, that was just an example, but it can be about anything. Essentially, it's about embracing new directions in life and new milestones and letting go of the direction you were once headed towards and embrace the new direction you're going in. Also, try and let go of any negative feelings of, like, jealousy, doubt, mistrust. They're not actually negative. They do help you protect yourself, so they are quite good feelings, but let go of them if they're standing in the way of you progressing with the things you want. If, for example, it's about working in partnership, in tandem with other people towards a goal, don't get jealous about whether or not they might be slightly more successful than you in this situation, because it's a group effort, so it is your success as well at the end of the day. Try and be supportive of them and have their back. Be caring and considerate, because one day you might have that same level of success and you wouldn't want them to turn their back on you either. So, you know, you need to be there for them just as they would be there for you. So there's going to be a lot of natural development with your connections with other people, and you kind of need to embrace that way forward and let go of whatever old status it used to be. Okay, so how will the universe help you out in 2025? So you have the Goldfinch. So essentially, this is the Fool card. So essentially, the way that the universe is helping you out is it's going to provide you with a lot of opportunities for adventure, for moving forward. It's also going to provide you with those obstacles that will test your teamwork ability with others. It will prove to you the kind of mettle of your relationship. It will prove to you how strong those connections are. It will kind of show whether or not those connections are strong or not. But I think it will show how strong they are. And then with the little ladybugs here under the bird, under the goldfinch, it's also a lot of luck, happiness, and prosperity. So the universe is going to be helping you out by giving you a lot of luck. It's going to be putting you in situations where you're going to be feeling much more happy, and it's also going to be helping you towards a successful path for this year as well. So what new beginnings are waiting for you? Oh yeah, also, I forgot. The universe will also be providing you with a lot of new beginnings as well, which could be about this card here, where it was like embrace those new beginnings, those changes that are in a positive direction. So it's going to be presenting you with a lot of new beginnings as well. So you have the 7 of Winter in reverse, which is the 7 of Coins in reverse. You're going to be getting a lot of new job opportunities and offers, and a lot of potential to increase your income if you choose to go after those opportunities and put the effort in. So there's going to be a lot of new work related commitments that will lead to a lot of gain and a lot of recognition in the future as well. So you've got your eye on the prize of a future goal, because the orchid as well as the orchard is, I always call it orchid, but it's orchard, but it's how I pronounce it. Sorry. But with the orchard, there's an element of this being your final, almost like the wild card, your final happy place, if that makes sense. Not in a passing on kind of way, but in a way where you've done it, you've won, you've achieved it, you're celebrating, you're happy, living your best life. So with this card where it says, where we're asking what new beginnings are kind of coming in for you, these are new beginnings that will lead to this bigger picture that you have, this future goal that you have of gains in any kind of way that you want a gain. So it could be financial gain, it could be gaining friendships or gaining opportunities, and also recognition as well. Even though these new beginnings are going to be put on your path, you will have to work hard to achieve them, especially with the bumblebees. But the opportunities are going to be placed in front of you, if that makes sense, to take them, to receive this offer. You'll need to sort of enact a sense of patience and discipline as you kind of go on this path. Be really, honestly, even though the journey is hard, it can be really difficult to be in the stage where you're putting the effort in for a gain in the future because you're not seeing the gain in the moment. But try and turn up as if you already have it. Try and be really positive, turn up earlier, express your enthusiasm, put your ideas forward, show that you have lots of ideas and be really clear about it. And that will make the rewards later even bigger, even better. So try and really enjoy this journey and be really positive as you move forward as well. And make sure you also have a lot of time to rest, because there's going to be a lot of effort you're going to be putting in. And one thing bumblebees are not good at is resting, bitch. They always on the go. And I find it so cute if you've ever seen pictures of bumblebees when they're resting. It's because they're literally so exhausted from collecting pollen. They're so exhausted they don't have the energy to fly back to their home before resting, so they fall asleep in flowers. So make sure you fall asleep in flowers, bitch, okay? So how can you continue to grow and flourish? Oh, we have the mirror. Pile 1 had the mirror, and I also brought up pile 2 just because of this situation. So maybe check out pile 1. But it did have a very different vibe. So only check out pile 1 if you were drawn to it. But we've got the mirror here. So the way that you're going to kind of continue to grow and flourish and be your best self is essentially by weeding out what doesn't work for you anymore. Finding exactly what fits your soul purpose. So the way that you're going to continue to grow is again by focusing on this thing that it is that you really want, that makes you feel really fulfilled. You're going after your soul's purpose. You're detaching from things that don't really mesh well with you anymore. If you feel like you're heading in the wrong path, you'll make sure you're on the right path. You'll be like, nah, this path ain't for me, and you will make the path for you, or hop onto the path that's right for you. You're just not going to put up with the things that don't vibe well for you. And as well, the way you're going to continue to grow and flourish is a little bit of this card as well, with, as I said, being really excited and patient about your future, but really energetic along the journey, really encouraging everybody to stay positive, keep going, persevere. You're going to kind of be your own cheerleader, but also the cheerleader for the group that you seem to be working with the other people. You're going to be everyone's kind of cheerleader a little bit, including yourself. And that's one way you're going to continue to grow and flourish. Initially, it might feel like you're faking it till you're making it. But then after you've done it for so long, you will actually start waking up just with this positive, I'm ready for life, I'm happy energy. It will just kind of trick your brain almost into making you really enthusiastic about the hard work that you've got to put in, and it will actually work, and then it will actually pay off because of that. It will just become a part of your personality as well. Let's check out your potential spirit animal for 2025. So you have a crab, which is so lovely because it's kind of like making a home off your own back, off of your own efforts and energy. Same with the bumblebee. They make their home with their own energy and efforts. So if you ever see images of like hermit crabs, like you're like scrolling through TikTok and a hermit crab video pops up, or like maybe for whatever reason you might see a hermit crab in real life or anything like that, then that's essentially your spirit guide checking in, supporting you, checking in on you. You can also look up what hermit crabs represent, like spiritually, and that will kind of give you an indication as well of how this spirit animal will be supporting you as well. But yeah, so that's 2% potential spirit animals that you have for this year. Okay, so I'm gonna answer any 3 of your yes or no questions pertaining to 2025. So go ahead and ask whatever question you want to ask about 2025 right now, either in your head or out loud, and I will try my best to answer it for you now. So go ahead and ask question 1. You're going in the right direction. Go ahead and ask question 2. No need to worry. Go ahead and ask question 3. Let go. Ooh, I like that you got a butterfly as well. I am getting that like bugs might be your spirit animal because you've had bumblebees, ladybugs, and butterflies as well. So anything sea related and also insect related. But you do have a little hedgehog here as well. Okay, so the next and final part of this reading is just to check out your angel numbers for 2025. So you had 2, 3, what was this one? 7, and you had 3 again, and then you had 25. So 2, 3, 7, and 25. I'm going to check out my grimoire now and tell you what those mean. So number 2 is a new journey awaits you, be brave and venture forward. Number 3 is let go of an old grudge, you'll feel better. 7 is apologize for something. So that could be about the teamwork again, compromising, trying not to be, too pushy about things. And then you also had 25, which is don't fear change, as new beginnings are around the corner. It's your destiny. Oh my gosh, I love how they all synchronized with your messages as well. But that was your reading pile 2. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Feel free to screenshot this so you can keep these messages as the year goes ahead. If you were drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another tarot reading or tarot related video on TìandTarot. Bye! Okay, pile 3, welcome to your reading. So you chose this dried flower, and this card is all about the energies that are with you right now that are going to kind of guide you into the year ahead. So you have the number 30 card with meditation. By the way, the flower in pile 2, I left it here for a while and it somehow stained my side. I had no idea how much dye was in that flower, but it literally won't come off. So just try and ignore this, pretend it doesn't exist, it's not there. I'm going to have to use something industrial on this. But anyway, the energy that's kind of supporting you right now is definitely a really peaceful, calm, mindful energy. So it's all about kind of inner peace, focusing internally, keeping yourself to yourself. So that's the energy that's around you right now. So let's take a look at your tarot cards. Okay, so let's see what goals or plans or life aspects that need your attention in the year ahead will still need your attention, but you've already been kind of given them your energies this year. So you have the 5 of Spring, which I believe is the 5 of Wands. As you kind of headed to the new year, things that still need your attention will be building your own confidence. So building up your self-confidence. So it could be that you face a lot of criticism, or you face a lot of competition in life that makes you compare yourself to others, and then you feel kind of deflated if you're not in the same, if not a better position than them. This year, you're definitely going to be working on that confidence, building up your self-esteem, recognizing that just because you're not where someone else is in life doesn't mean that you're behind and that you're going at your own pace. And that doesn't mean that you won't ever have success, because success is an endless resource that is available to you at all times. So it's kind of about working on that. Kind of reflect on how you can make yourself feel much more stable and confident. A really good way of doing that is to figure out who you are and your own identity and stick with your values. Stick to who you are. Obviously, always work on yourself. There's always room for improvement, but don't try and be fake and like fit in with the crowd or with the person you're with, just to kind of make yourself feel like you are worthy to be in that space, because you're worthy to be in that space no matter what. Like, you don't have to pretend to be someone you're not to feel like you are a valuable person. And it will also help a lot if you know who you are, if you have a sense of yourself. When people try and criticize you for things that you don't deserve to be criticized over, so it could be like superficial things like your appearance or something. If you have a really strong sense of self and you're like, well, actually, I really like that quality about myself because I think that that's beautiful or that's amazing. When someone tries to criticize you, it just won't work because you already see it as beautiful. So it's really good to have a sense of who you are and have your own opinions of things, just to try and make sure that when people try to tear you down, it doesn't have an effect on you as well. You're going to need to be really fair to yourself going ahead. Don't internalize those criticisms and listen to opinions you respect, because it's really, really important to listen to others and take into consideration their opinions. That's why it's important to have people around you who you trust, because there will be people who you can't trust who will say things just to hurt you. So it's important to make sure that you're only listening to opinions that you value and respect as well. So what lessons have you learned that are really valuable this year, that are really going to help you next year? So you have the forget-me-not, very big energy. You've recognized, especially with this meditation card, and you've learned this really valuable lesson this year, that it's really important to always be growing, like emotionally, and in terms of your mind, your soul, your body. Make sure you're always growing and aligning with the person you are in that moment. So you're really working on trusting yourself, listening to yourself, reflecting inwardly, like being very like internally secure in your mindset, in your opinions, in your views, in your emotions, so that you can handle this world a little bit better. So that's something you already learned, especially because we had that meditation card. That energy is already with you, and it's going to be carrying you forward into the new year as well. So you've learned that valuable lesson of like how important those new beginnings are, of learning to love yourself and learning how to develop in a more meaningful way, in a more internal way. You're thinking about how you can grow in terms of your emotions and the way that you see yourself. And that's really going to help you moving forward, because you're going to be feeling more confident and secure because of that lesson. You know when to invest your emotional energy into something and when not to, and you know when to pull away from people who are just trying to wind you up versus stay in touch with people who are genuinely like offering you advice to support you and help you grow. Because sometimes, like, obviously, I'm not saying when people point out that you've done something wrong that they're just trying to get under your skin and you need to ignore them, because that's not true. A lot of the times if someone points out you've done something wrong, it's because you have, and you need to apologize, reflect, and not do that again, and they're actually trying to help you be a better person. But what I was kind of talking about is more when people see that you're successful and you're headed somewhere, or they see that you have this good quality about you and it bothers them, and so they try and tear you down. It's like recognizing the difference between those people and keeping your peace. So what do you need to release and let go of as you enter the new year? So you actually got two cards. So you had the Four of Winter, which is essentially the Four of Coins. And you also had, oh, there's little daisies there. You also have the Six of Spring, which is the Six of Wands. I'm going to put this little dried daisy on your pile because you've got those little daisies there. I just feel like it's meant for your pile. Because I was looking at that daisy and I kept thinking how pretty it was and that I should have used it for these readings, and I really feel like it was meant for yours. You've got daisies here and daisies there. That might be your flower of the year as well. You have a little bit of resistance to being courageous, because being courageous is about being your true, authentic self. And if you're afraid to be that person because of the criticism you might face, then you're not being courageous, you're being cowardly. So one of the things that you kind of need to let go this year is that fear of being courageous, of growing, of moving forward, and also taking risks. Like, sometimes in order to move forward, you have to take risks, change directions, especially for those new beginnings to come in. You're a little bit risk adverse, so you need to sometimes put yourself out there. I think it's more easy for you to reflect on yourself and go more internal, because the external's a bit scary. So some of the things you have to let go of is that fear of the external, the fear of being seen, perceived, acknowledged, the fear of, stepping out there into the world. Be more courageous and be less risk adverse. With the Year of Winter, it's kind of sort of like you're being ruled by your fears, not your desires. So that's also something you've got to let go of. Also reflecting on ego. And just to be clear, ego doesn't necessarily mean egotistical, like obsessed with yourself, thinking you're better than everybody. It can also be more about like your ego can be you wanting to be in like hermit mode, for example, because you're too afraid to step out into the world. And so you give into it immediately and you never go out again because you're like, this is easier for my ego to keep myself in here because it's too scary to put myself out there. So it can also be about that, but kind of letting go of the ego as well. Releasing control. You can't have control of how you're perceived, but you only have control over what you choose to put out there. I feel like for some of you, you might want to put yourself in the public eye doing something like online. And obviously that is your choice, weigh out the pros and cons before you do. But essentially this is kind of saying, don't stand in your way. If there's something you want to do, make sure you do it. Don't let your insecurities hold you back. So release your insecurities, be more courageous, take more risks, let go of that ego, of control, of your fears, and be ruled by your desires from here on out as well for the new year. You've also got like so many of these like bluey, purpley flowers. How will the universe help you in this new year? So we have the Page of Winter and we also have the Lupin. Definitely with the Lupin, it's going to help you feel more free. So I think the universe is definitely going to be helping you build your confidence. And it's funny because we were just talking about confidence here and how you need to build it and work on it. And the Lupin is all about gaining confidence. And we were asking, how's the universe going to help you? So the universe is actually going to help you feel much more confident, especially in terms of your intelligence and your opinions, your mind, your thoughts. You might be educating yourself in something and developing new skills. And that is really going to build your confidence as well. And the universe might be giving you that opportunity to learn. So that could be more free time to do it, things like that. So you're definitely going to be studying, researching, practicing something, which the universe is going to kind of help facilitate. It's also going to help you recognize your talent. You have been sitting on your talent, you've not been acknowledging it, but the universe is going to help you recognize that you really do have an amazing talent and that it can and will lead to success. Because as I said, success is an unlimited resource to you all year round. So the universe is really going to help you see that. It's going to help you reflect on the things that are holding you back, any obstacles that might be in your way, and it's going to help you move forward. You're going to be taking such good care of yourself. The universe is going to encourage that, of like cutting out toxicity and making sure you prioritize your own well-being as well. I think that's what the daisies are representing, is you prioritizing your well-being and taking care of yourself, a little bit of self-care, Essentially, the universe is going to be providing you with a lot of luck this year. You're going to be feeling really lucky because the universe is going to be putting that in your path. Both of these cards are about success. Both the Queen of Winter and the Lupin are all about success, smooth sailing, that sense of security. So essentially that's what the universe is giving you: success, luck, helping you see your talents, helping you move smooth sailing through things, helping you to feel much more secure. These cards are so positive. The universe is really going to be supporting you this year. It's got your back. It's going to be helping lead you to good fortune, but there is a lot of hard work involved. So don't think it's just going to like fall into your lap. Effort will need to be applied. That doesn't mean, it's not going to be fun along the journey. It definitely will be. It's going to be really a smooth journey, plain sailing, very relaxing. You're not going to get the kind of criticisms you think you are. For all this time that you've been afraid of criticism, it's actually not really going to be as bad as you think it is. And that's going to help you feel much more secure as well and more confident, because you'll feel much more comfortable in the environment that you kind of managed to create with your own energy. And in the end, you're going to feel so happy and grateful for all of these efforts, because it's really going to turn your life around. You're going to be feeling really content with everything that's kind of come up. So what new beginnings are waiting for you? Oh, we have dusk. I love dusk. Little black kitty cat there. That could be your spirit animal for next year, but you've actually got 2 spirit animals here, but that could also be one, is black cat. The new beginning for you is definitely turning those sort of negative moments into positives and taking that cowardliness into courage. So dusk is kind of about seizing the day just as you feel like you've lost it. So just when you're feeling like demotivated and like, oh, I can't be asked to do that, or there were 10 things I wanted to do today and I didn't do any of them. And just when you're starting to feel regret, like you've wasted the whole day, it's that surge of passion to suddenly go after what it is you want and put effort in. So say if you wanted to do like a wash load that day and it's now 9 p.m. and you're like, it's way too late for me to do a wash load. You're going to get up and put that wash load on. You're going to suddenly find the energy and the courage to do it. So just when you feel like it's too late, you've sat on this thing for too long, you should have taken the opportunity years ago, just as you start to feel that, you're going to get this surge of like, it's not too late. And all of a sudden you're going to have this courage and realization that it's not too late. You have time to do it. Do it now. Like, do it right now and it will get done. And you're going to recognize that, like, there's nothing standing in your way apart from you. And you're going to recognize that, like, the door is open. It's ready for you to walk out. The only thing that's in your way is you thinking the door is shut. So that's your fear, your risk aversion, your lack of courage and confidence. So the new beginning for you is gaining that confidence and actually seizing opportunities when they come in for you and taking your future and your fate into your own hands. So how can you continue to grow, flourish, heal for the new year? So you have the Queen of Winter. Oh my god, guys. I thought this was the Queen of Winter, it's the Page of Winter. Okay, so you know what? I'm taking it as the Queen of Winter twice because why would I have thought it if it wasn't meant for you? So that's what we're taking it as. But you have got the Queen of Winter here and the Goldfinch, which is essentially the Fool card. The way that you can continue to grow and flourish is by seizing opportunities when they come in for you, new opportunities, not being knocked down by any hurdles or obstacles that come your way, but actually tackling them. So the way I like to think of it, especially if you've ever used or seen used the Buffy the Vampire Slayer tarot deck, the Fool card is Xander, a character from the series, walking through a cemetery and he's about to walk into a grave pit. Instead of walking into the grave pit, falling in, and then being like, well, I'm stuck here now, it's about climbing out and getting over that hurdle. So the way that you'll continue to grow and learn is by when those obstacles are placed in your way, the more you overcome them, like the more frequently they happen and the more often you overcome them, the quicker you will overcome them in the future, the more you will learn how to handle them and they'll become less of a problem for you. So it's like that criticism. Instead of it really knocking you down and then you just stay there, it's like getting back up and being like, actually, that doesn't matter, and learning how to kind of move through it. So the way that you'll kind of continue to grow and flourish in 2025 is accepting those new beginnings, not being knocked down by those obstacles, but actually learning to master them, building your confidence, acknowledging that success is like a bountiful resource that's available to you and you can just keep going for it. And recognizing as well that nothing's standing in your way. And also recognizing that luck is on your side because the universe with the lupin is trying to bring a lot of luck into your space. And with these little ladybugs here, it's telling you that the way that you're going to continue to grow and move forward is to recognize you're a lucky, talented person who is destined for success as well. Okay. So let's check out your potential spirit animals. So far we've had the black cat and we also have some little ladybugs there. We also have a seahorse and we also have a white horse as well. By the way, white horses are all about success, like a lot of success, a lot of happiness, a lot of luck and romance as well. So definitely I'm seeing all of your cards have had some level of success in them. So I do see a lot of success for you in 2025. And it's interesting that you got a seahorse and an actual horse. It's interesting. So land horses and seahorses are your vibes. Those are your spirit animals. So if you ever see these kind of imageries popping up for you, maybe you're in a shop and you see a necklace that has like a seahorse design on it, or maybe you see a video of like a white horse on TikTok pop up or whatever. This is your spirit animal dropping in and letting you know it's supporting you and encouraging you to be confident and go forward and to get up in that moment and go after the thing you want as well. If you have any questions about 2025, I'm going to be answering 3 of your questions right now. So go ahead and ask your question either in your head or out loud, whichever you prefer, and I will try to answer question 1 for you right now. Let go. And now I'm going to answer question 2 for you, so go ahead and ask that right now. get more information. Yeah, that was about the learning and studying up on something. And go ahead and ask question 3 right now. Reconsider. Okay, hopefully those answered your questions. But now we're going to be checking out your angel numbers. So you actually had a few. So you had a 4 and a 6, and you also had 30 as well. So I'm just going to check in my grimoire what those angel numbers are for you for 2025. So number 4 is do something spontaneous. Number 6 is write to someone in your past who misses you. It will make their day. Only do that if it's safe to do so, and if it's someone you actually want to talk to. And then you had 30 as well, which is honor yourself, meditate and listen to your inner thoughts. Literally, meditate was number 30 for your angel number. Listen to your inner thoughts, meditate, take care of yourself, honor yourself. Honestly, yes, like honor yourself by being confident. That's the best way to do it. I love that for you, pile 3. So that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you felt drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading or tarot-related video on TìandTarot. Bye! Okay, hello pile 4, welcome to your reading. So you chose this flower. I think it's really cute. It's like a little snowdrop type of flower, but it's actually got a little mini baby one on the bottom as well. A budding one, you know. So it's like maybe there's a lot of growth for you this year coming up. But this card represents the energy that is currently with you, that is going to be supporting you in the new year. So you have the number 19 with inner screen. By the way, Pile 2's flower stained the side. I cannot get it off. Just pretend like it's not there and it doesn't exist, okay? So with the inner screen, it's about opening your third eye to see messages that the universe is delivering to you every single day. So everybody has this, but not a lot of people know that they can develop it and strengthen it. So essentially that energy is with you right now, where it's helping to develop your third eye and help you receive messages from the universe, and that's going to be carrying through for you for 2025 as well. So I'm just going to get your tarot cards. There's currently a storm here. It's a snowstorm. Hey, and you have like a little snowdrop. That's interesting. But there's like a snowstorm and it's hitting literally everywhere apart from here. We're just getting some rain and wind. But yeah, sorry if you can hear it in the background. It might add to the ambiance. Okay, so let's see, first of all, what goals and like hobbies and things will still need your attention in 2025, carrying on from this year. So you have the 7 of Autumn, which is the 7 of Swords. Interestingly, you have Inner Screen, which is definitely about spirituality, and so is this card. So I don't want to like promote spirituality if it's not something you're into. Same with like religions and things like that. Unless you're interested, you know, don't just take anyone's advice to like get into it. But I can see that potentially spirituality is a goal of yours, something you want to work on, and that will still likely need your attention in 2025, especially because the universe is also going to be working with you to open up your third eye and let some of that like clairvoyance in. Also, if you were trying to work on a positive routine, like a really positive habit, lifestyle of like maybe waking up and starting your day off with a bit of meditation to ground yourself, and then before you start work or anything like that, you do something for yourself for self-care, like having a really positive routine that works well for you, you'll still be doing that routine in 2025. You'll still be working on that. So it's about like nourishing your soul as well as your body, like taking actions in your like daily routine to take care of yourself in all sort of avenues will still be something you'll be looking to do in 2025. If you're like recovering from something difficult, like a personal struggle, all of a sudden you're going to kind of have this optimism and you'll start to heal. Basically, you're on your sort of healing journey for 2025. You're going to be starting new habits, new changes to your life that are going to make you feel a lot better. So lots of healthy routines, lots of constructive, fulfilling activities, committing and focusing to things that are really important to you. So that commitment and that focus will still be there in 2025. So what valuable lesson have you learned this year that's going to help you next year? Wow, lots of sword cards all around the mind and the third eye as well. Okay, so you have the Five of Autumn, so that's the Five of Swords. Something you've been working on in the past year, which is a valuable lesson you've learned that's really going to help you moving forward, is the replacing of negative coping mechanisms and coping habits for positive ones, which is going to really, really help you next year, because whenever you face a challenge or an obstacle, you're going to turn to your really positive coping mechanism of maybe like meditation, self-care, self-soothing activities. You're no longer going to be engaging in self-destructive behavior. You're going to be engaging in self-improving behavior, basically. You're leaving behind avoidance. If there's a problem in your life that you need to tackle, you'll tackle it. Essentially, you're going to be abandoning toxic behaviors and replacing those with really healthy, supportive behaviors that are really good for you. So you've learned to face your own toxicity. You've learned to face ways that you might be standing in the way of your own progress. You've learned how to sort of break those ties with essentially what doesn't serve you anymore. That could be your own personal mindsets or behaviors, but you've broken ties with it, and that's something that's really, really going to support you next year. You've replaced it with like positive building blocks. It's just so, so positive. You've done what most people wish they could do, which you should be really proud of yourself for. You've done the self-reflecting and the soul-searching and the internal sort of nitpicking that you needed to do in order to protect yourself and keep yourself whole and make a better life for yourself, which is really impressive. So what do you need to release as you enter the new year? You have the Two of Summer in reverse, which is the Two of Cups. So something you need to release is essentially it's not really a fear, but kind of like a fear of losing. It's a fear of change, basically, a fear of losing how things used to be. So when you replace like negative coping mechanisms with positive ones, you might look back and kind of miss your old life or mourn aspects of it. But this card is all about letting go of that and accepting the new status of your life. So it can also be about connections with people as well. So it could be that you look back on friendships and think maybe like there are certain people you're not friends with anymore. And you might look back and feel a bit sad about that, but it's about embracing what's waiting for you. So accepting that that's just how that is, accepting the new status of that connection with that person and moving forward. But it can also be like in terms of progress as well. So let's say you have a partner and you've been a couple for a while, and then all of a sudden you're engaged and now you're fiancés. It's about embracing that new status of fiancé and letting go and releasing that old status of couple partner. So it can also be in that sense. It's essentially just embracing the new stage of life you're in and releasing the old way of life and not regretting it and not letting the fact that you might mourn aspects of it hold you back from the progress you're making. Like, don't slip back into old habits. So you need to fully let go of those habits and stay on track with this new stage of life that you're in, essentially. You hold the key to your own success and future. So make sure you let go of things that were kind of holding you back, essentially, any sort of toxic habits. That's what it's telling you to let go of. So how will the universe help you in the year ahead? We have the Ace of Winter, so new beginnings, especially in your finances, because this is about coins. So the universe is just essentially going to help you with potential ideas for new streams of income, new career ideas, new career opportunities. And the universe is going to be helping you to establish a sense of joy when it comes to these things. Like, you're not like, oh God, I have to put that effort in to do that and make that money. Instead, you're actually going to enjoy the process. It's going to help you stick to your aspirations and carry through with something you've started. If there's something you want to do and you want to finish it, the universe is going to help you do that. It's going to help you stay driven and focused on your goals, but also it's going to help remind you to remember that like sort of personal wind down, relaxation time is still really important. Like, remember to take care of yourself as well. Everything in moderation, yes, go after what it is you want, but also make time for yourself to just relax and enjoy. you know? Okay, so what new beginnings are waiting for you? So the Goldfinch represents the Fool card, so literally the new beginnings are waiting for you are new beginnings. It's new beginnings and everything. And with new beginnings comes a lot of positives, ups and downs, a lot of obstacles as well. But the more you overcome them, the more familiar you get with them, the easier it is to overcome them again and again. So you'll become a bit of an expert in learning how to navigate these new beginnings, all of the ups and downs. There's lots of success and positivity and protection and guidance from spirit guides with this card as well. There's also a lot of luck and happiness with the little ladybugs that are underneath this leaf, and a lot of adventure as well. And I think it's going to be very smooth sailing and go at a really nice pace, not too rushed and not too chaotic, you know, but also not too slow. It's going to go like very smooth sailing for you. So how can you continue to grow and flourish for the year ahead? So you have Dusk in reverse. So essentially the way that you'll continue to grow and flourish is by taking those off days. You know, those days where like you have so many plans in the morning and then you don't get them done by the end of the day and then you feel really upset and detached from the day. It's about taking those off days and transforming them. So either seizing the day during the night. So it's like by 10 p.m. you might be like, oh my god, I really wanted to do that wash load and I didn't do it. And then all of a sudden you're like, fuck it, I'm doing that wash load. And you get up and you do it. So it's about like seizing the day, no matter what time it is. But also, let's say you really don't have the time or energy to do it at night, you then make plans to do it in the morning. And because you felt that disappointment the day before and you're not willing to feel that again, you actually do it this time round. So that day of disappointment was really important in kind of motivating you the following day. So it's about turning those disappointments into something really positive. So that's how you're going to continue to grow and flourish, is taking something that didn't work for you and making it work. So let's see who your spirit animal is for 2025. So you have the butterfly, which is all about sort of transformation first of all, but it can also be about balance, like making sure you do everything in moderation. A lot of enlightenment, which is really interesting because of this card, and then also breakthroughs and awakenings. So I definitely feel like that's to do with your spirituality. But yeah, so essentially butterflies are your spirit animal. If you see a butterfly or if the butterfly imagery crops up in your life at all, that is your spirit guide checking in on you, making sure you're staying on track and basically encouraging you to go forward. Okay, so you can go ahead and ask any 3 yes or no questions about the year ahead, and I will try my best to answer those for you with these cards. So go ahead and ask question 1 right now, either in your head or out loud, whichever you prefer, and I will try my best to answer those for you. I just realised you have like this little snowdrop again over here. Snowdrops are your flower this year for sure. Reconsider for your first question. Go ahead and ask your second question now. Unlikely. Go ahead and ask your third question now. Choose a new direction. So I hope those answers helped to clarify your questions. And now we're going to be checking out your angel numbers for the year ahead, what those are, you know, just so that you can get any important messages from them. So your angel numbers for this year was 19, 7, 5, and 2. So I'm just going to check in my grimoire what those mean, and I'll tell you the messages. So for number 2, we have a new journey awaits you, be brave and venture forward. For number 5, we have ask a loved one for help if you're feeling low. For number 7, we have apologise for things. So apologise for something if you need to when it crops up. And for number 19, we have ignore the critics and do the best you can. You will achieve everything in the end. Yes, that's so lovely. That's such a positive message for you, pile 4. I'm really happy about that for you. Wait, you're pile 4 as well. Let me check out number 4. For some reason that just popped into my head and I don't know why. But for you, I'll check out what number 4 is. Do something spontaneous for number 4. Okay, so that was your reading, pile 4. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you felt drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on TìandTarot. Bye! Hello, Pile 5. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the dried wheat, I do believe. I like the sound it makes. But it's kind of this light green colour, which is really cute. By the way, Pile 2's flower bloody singed my side. The dye has like melted into the counter and I don't know how that happened. And it will not come off, so just pretend it doesn't exist. Ignore that. You've got an essence of Pile 2 over here. So let's check out your first card. So we have the number 20 with your channel. Ooh, when I see this, obviously I will take the spiritual messaging as well, but when I see your channel, just because obviously we're in a digital world, I do automatically think of like the internet as well. So you might be someone who maybe has a YouTube channel or, you know, maybe some sort of online presence or be wanting to do that or wanting to get into that. But of course with the channel, it's an element of feeling like your connection to the universe, your ability to receive messages and feel supported might be a little bit blocked, and it just needs a little bit of like nurturing and paying attention to kind of see the connection there if that's something you're interested in. So it can be about like meditating and things like that. That is an energy that is currently with you that's actually going to help you in 2025, connecting more to like recognizing when a universe's message is coming in for you can really help you with the upcoming years. So that can be things like sometimes I'm on TikTok and someone's tarot reading TikTok will pop up for me, and sometimes I don't have the urge to watch it suddenly, so I'm just like scrolling past because that means it's not meant for me. But sometimes I really get the urge, like I feel like this is meant for me, I'm just getting a feeling, and I'll stop and I'll watch it. So it's like things like that, like trusting that feeling. Okay, so I'm just going to get your tarot cards. Okay, so what goals of yours, ambitions, hobbies, connections, things like that will still need your attention in 2025? Ooh, okay, so you have the Sun card, which essentially is kind of telling me that you might have a goal, quite a lofty goal, but ultimately that goal boils down to feeling fulfilled and happy and successful, and maybe gaining a lot of attention as well, because that can also be what the Sun card is about being noticed, recognized, appreciated, kind of having an energy that draws people in. So that might be a big goal of yours that will still kind of need to be your focus for 2025, of feeling sort of happy, fulfilled, and loved by all, appreciated and adored. So that might require some focus and some effort and energy, but with the Sun card, it is just kind of inevitable. It will just kind of happen for you. The things you're doing right now will lead to the success that you're kind of looking for, because that card, the primary message is success. Any goals that you have been working on that still need attention and you still need to work on in the year ahead, any hobbies or connections that you're developing or relationships that you have, they will be like connections with people. They will be really, really successful. And yeah, they require work. That doesn't mean the journey is going to be boring or like not enjoyable, but there is a lot of success there for you as well. So what valuable lesson have you learned this year that is really going to help you in the year ahead? So you have the 10 of Spring, which is essentially the 10 of Wands. So something you've learned that is really, really important over the past year is to not strain yourself, to recognize when you're putting too much into something to the point that you're burning out. So you're learning how to moderate things. You're learning how to have everything in moderation. And that's really going to help you in the year ahead to be like, hey, that's too much work for me. No, I'm not going to do that. Like, it's really going to help you set boundaries moving forward. You can recognize when you've taken on more than you can chew, and you're then able to be like, I'm at my limit. Like, I can't take any more than this. And you're able to recognize where that line is and then set those clear, hard boundaries. You've also learned that you need to enjoy the journey of life more, because it actually moves very quickly. And you're recognizing that, yes, your end goals are important, but it's also really important to enjoy the moment and enjoy the journey. And so that's a lesson you learned last year, where you're like, I want to try and focus on being happy and actually enjoying the moment more, and figuring out how I can do that. And so that's something that's really going to help you next year as well. Also, I'm getting like a little bit of a subtle message of like, you don't want to be a consumer anymore. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it almost feels like we live in an era of overconsumption. I'm definitely guilty of it myself. But it feels like you're recognizing like you're sick of that. You're sick of like being like, where the hell my money? And you spent it on like 10 candles and now your house is full of candles. Like, you know what I mean? You're kind of sick of that. You're like, at the end of the day, I just need one candle, or I just need one hat and gloves for winter, or you know what it is? You know what I mean? Like, you're recognizing you don't need to overconsume and you just need enough for like one person. And you recognize that last year, and that's something you want to keep working on this year so that you're not being as wasteful with your money. But also, it's an element of like, the more you give into consumerism, the more you're supporting those really greedy corporate companies who are like hogging like 90% of the world's wealth. So you're like, I don't want to support those people either. So it's kind of all those things. You're kind of like done with that and you want to focus on just living a more minimalist life and pulling away from supporting greedy corporations that are actually really impacting our economy. So that was just like a little subtle message I was getting there as well. So what do you need to release as you enter 2025? So you have the Knight of Summer, which is essentially the Knight of Cups. A quite obvious message of this card, because obviously the Knight of Cups is the Knight of Summer is quite a romantic card. The obvious answer is that something you need to let go of is romantic connections for the year ahead. But that's up to you, it's your personal choice, you know. But I will look at other interpretations just in case. You're letting go of situations or people or just any sort of opportunities that seem too good to be true, that have kind of had you been like dangling the carrot on the end of the stick in front of you, but never actually giving you anything. So you're letting go of people or situations that have empty promises. So if you have a job opportunity that's like, oh yeah, it's going to be in a perfect location with a perfect salary, and you're like, great, let's negotiate, let's talk, and they keep being like, yeah, we will, and then like it's not happening. And eventually another opportunity comes along and they are like, we offer this salary in this location, do you want to take it? And you're like, well, yeah, because this one's actually offering it, whereas the other one is like, let's do another interview, how about another one? And by the time they've asked for like a fifth interview, you've already been offered a position by somebody else. So it's like you're letting go of false promises made by somebody else, or like an offer or opportunity that just seems too good to be true, and probably is as well. Instead, you're prioritizing more like healthy options. You're exacting a lot more caution to manipulation, essentially, because these situations and these people are manipulating you, and you're showing more caution to these situations. So you're letting go of that kind of optimism and trust and replacing it with a really healthy caution and a sort of strategic approach to these situations, and you're protecting your boundaries and your space a lot more as well. So you need to protect what's yours and what's important to you, and sometimes that means letting go of certain opportunities or things or people that are threatening that safety and that security. So how will the universe help you in 2025? So you have the Four of Spring in reverse, which is the Four of Wands. The universe is going to help you complete your goals. It's going to help you get to where you want to get to. It's also going to help you receive the recognition you want as well. So if you've been looking for recognition in something, it will be helping with that. It's going to be supporting you on personal projects, passion projects, anything like that, anything you're interested in, like developing your skills, hobbies. It's going to be helping with all of those things. It's going to essentially help you be so successful that you end up enjoying life a lot more, feeling a lot more happy, a lot more celebratory. It's going to be giving you reasons to celebrate too, and helping you with, completing those projects that you have. It's also a combination of your own hard work paying off as well, but it's definitely supporting you with your creativity, your freedom, and your passions, and it's really helping you get to where you want to go. It might also be helping you find a more flexible lifestyle as well that helps you achieve your goals. Okay, so let's see what new opportunities await for you. No way, we've got dusk again. Okay, I don't remember what pole it was, but someone had dusk for this question as well. So the new opportunities that await for you are essentially opportunities to turn a negative into a positive. So those like days where like you get nothing done, but you had so many plans for the day and you didn't do anything, and then you feel bad about it at the end of the day. It's kind of about turning that into a positive. So let's say you wanted to do like a wash load. I've used this example 3 times in this reading. Sorry if you've heard it already and you've come from a different pile, but let's say you wanted to do a wash load in the morning and you didn't do it all day, and then it's 10 p.m. and you're like, oh my god, it's too late for me to do a wash load, I'm tired. But then that sort of regret of not doing it suddenly gives you the impetus to do it, and all of a sudden you're like, fuck it, I'll do it now, and you do the wash load, and then you feel accomplished. Or you make a plan to do it the next day, and because of that disappointment you faced the day before, it actually makes you do it the next day. So it's about like getting things done no matter what time of day it is, if it's something that matters to you and that's important to you. So the new beginnings for you and the new things sort of coming in for you is learning how to turn negatives into positives, learning how to seize opportunities as and when they come in for you, despite the odds, and making what time you have and what schedule you have work for you as well. So let's see how you can continue to grow and flourish in the new year. So the way you can continue to grow and flourish is by seizing new opportunities that come your way, taking risks, being very adventurous, changing it up if you need to, taking a new course of direction if you need to. Also, by recognizing happiness is the goal and that you've got luck on your side. Luck and success is on your side, but happiness is the ultimate goal. So try and see ways of fitting in happiness each and every day. Maybe having like a gratitude journal to see what worked for you that day and what didn't. And not being deterred by those obstacles, learning that, recognizing that every single time you get an obstacle, it's really good because it's teaching you how to overcome that obstacle even better next time, even faster, even easier. So that is how you're going to continue to grow and flourish. And keeping that sort of like childlike wonder of life and keeping the joy and the happiness and just enjoying the journey, really. And then on top of that, you will also have a lot of guidance, like spiritually. Because we've got a little black cat here, we've got the goldfinch, a ladybug. These could all be your spirit animals for 2025, but we do have these 2 cards here that are going to tell us your spirit animal as well. So we have the lion, and we also have the swan. Ooh, I really like the juxtaposition of those 2 types of animals. So that kind of gives to me that you do need to learn 2 types of things, and that's why they're here to support you. You need to learn graceful courage. Like, you need to know how to be strong in a really graceful, courageous way. I'm going to answer any 3 of your yes or no questions about 2025. So go ahead and ask those questions either in your head or out loud, whichever you prefer, and I will try my best to answer them. Starting with question 1 now. You're going in the right direction. And question 2 now. This is the sign. And question 3 now. Not the right time. Okay, and the last part of your reading, I just want to check out your angel numbers. So you only got 2 for this reading. Oh wait, no, you got 3, sorry, my bad. So you got 4, 10, and 20. So let's check out your angel numbers in my grimoire before we move on so you can get any important messages. Oh my god, I saw my cat move out the corner of my eye and I thought it was like a spider. Oh my gosh. It was like the twitch of her ear. But anyway, so for number 4, we have do something spontaneous. For your number 10 angel number, we have your ask for help will be answered and your worries will soon pass. And then for number 20, we have protection is all around you. You're never given anything you can't handle. I love that, especially with the strength card and you got so many spirit animals. That is, coming through very strongly. So that was your reading, pile 5. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you were drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Fridays for another reading on TìandTarot. Bye!